Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics are at home with a very dangerous man in the building, Kawhi Leonard. He brought the rest of his Clippers with him. Celtics Clippers, a really feisty matchup. Early on, Derek White attacking the rim. Reggie Jackson's going to get an elbow for his efforts. By the way, called for a blocking foul on that play. He's not happy. Jackson had a few words for the ref. He'd get a technical foul, go to the locker room, get cleaned up. He would return in this game, though. So he got a front row seat to watch Jaylen Brown do things like that. On the other end, it's John Wall finding the claw, who knocks down the triple. Clippers hanging around, just down by 4. Second quarter, we're tied at 31. Tatum, so good on pretty much everywhere on the floor. And then you can't forget about his running mate, Jaylen Brown, has been just as good as Tatum, if not better, by the way. The Celtics are up by 9. It's Tatum back to work. Using his left in this one a lot. Clippers trailing by 11. Third quarter, Kawhi's like, all right, enough of that. Grown man deuce. And then his running mate, Paul George, knocks in the trifecta, and midway through the third, it's the Clippers taking a 2-point lead. Fourth quarter, this is just grown madness. What can Brown do for you? How about 29 points and 7 rebounds? And then Derek White, this time no elbows thrown. He gets an easier deuce. Celtics up by 8. Defense leading the offense. Marcus Smart putting the C's up by 10. Presumably on their way to a win. Not so fast, though. Kawhi, 2 of his 26. Los Angeles are only down by 3. Paul George trying to get a quick deuce, cut the deficit down to 1. Tatum and White say you'll get none of it. No foul called. Kawhi can't believe it. The Clippers fall to 21-16 on the season as they lose by 6 on the road to the now 26-10 Boston Celtics. After this game, I was listening to some post-game comments. It feels like a reporter was fishing for a story, and I was listening to Paul George and Jason Tatum kind of compare both the dynamic duos in Boston and Los Angeles together. And this is what PG first had to say. He said, I think you can draw some similarities between himself and Kawhi and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He said, just their roster and our roster as well. We got a great supporting cast around myself and Kawhi, as well as they do. Across the board, there's veteran leadership. They got veteran guys over there. You look at us from a paper standpoint, we do match up similarly. It's great to see. I love both of their games. I hope those two guys, he's speaking about Tatum and Brown, stick together for the rest of their careers. They're special together. It's definitely a dynamic duo, and I think they just complement each other so well. Tatum had some similar comments. He said, yeah, 2 guys that's like the same height, play both sides of the ball, can score at all levels, play make. I think we're kind of like the only 2 teams like that. I hope I'm not missing anybody off the top of my head. But, you know, those are the 2 guys I think of that kind of remind me of the guys that we have 2 6'6", 6'9" wings that can defend, rebound, score, shoot the ball, bring it up the court, kind of just like we do. So as I was listening to these comments, it dawned on me, oh, wow. If you're listening to these gentlemen talk, the standard is becoming Tatum and Brown more than PG and Kawhi. Like, think about that, right? Like, they were all just being nice, comparing each other to one another and just being nice and saying, hey, yeah, we're both one and the same. Our teams are similar in the way that they're built. Pretty much 2 forwards that got to do everything on both ends of the court. But as I listen to these comments, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Tatum and Brown are the ones that are on my TV screen more. They play together more. They were the ones that were able to stay healthy and make it to the NBA Finals last year. Tatum and Brown are becoming the standard. In your mind, you think Kawhi and PG, top 3 dynamic duo in the league, but the reality is we ain't seen them play enough. They don't have those moments under their belt. They, honest to God truth, in the postseason have been much of a disappointment. Obviously, in the bubble, they lose that 3-1 lead, that would have been their moment right there against the Lakers in the conference finals, which I believe the Clippers would have won, got to the NBA finals. Let's see what would have happened. Obviously, the bubble had a lot going on. The next year, Kawhi goes down with the torn ACL, another opportunity to get past Utah, get into the conference finals against Phoenix. I think the Clippers would have also beat the Suns in that conference finals matchup and got to the NBA finals that year as well, which Kawhi's had a lot of success against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks in the past. Okay, that moment doesn't happen. They've had their battles with the Dallas Mavericks, which Luka, to me, has looked like the best player on the court. Injuries have robbed us of what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George could have been. And because these two dudes have already been in the league for a good amount of time before they even got together, we will never see what this dynamic duo could have been, I don't think. Tatum and Brown came in the league together. We've watched these two grow together. All the trade rumors about Jaylen Brown, all he's done is gotten better. All the speculation about Tatum, should the Lakers have drafted Alonzo? Hell no. Tatum is going to be one of the greatest small forwards of his era. This is interesting to me. I just had to think about it like, yo, because of so many different reasons that a lot of them I just named to you, Tatum and Brown are what I think of more from a dynamic duo standpoint than Kawhi and PG. They don't play together enough. We don't watch them enough. Something's always going on, usually revolving around Kawhi. And that's unfortunate.